On just a second. There we go. Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration, TGIF. It's already Friday again. Today, we are talking about something that's very impactful on your life, and you may not even realize it. It has to do with your past lives, and we're going to discuss 5 ways that past lives affect you today. So, really, really important, important stuff. So, there's 5 ways that I wanted to talk about, and take a minute here for a few more eyeballs to show up. Wow, quite a few on YouTube and Facebook. Excellent, great. So today we're talking about past lives, and the first way that I wanted to discuss how past lives affect us. Hang on, I do have a couple notes here that I wanted to refer to. Um, make sure I'm on the right page. Nope, that's the wrong page. Hang on. Patience. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the first way that past lives affect us, there's lots of phobias and fears that you might have that have nothing to do with this lifetime. Like maybe you have this unreasonable fear of drowning, and it just doesn't make sense. Nothing's really happened to you in the water that made you afraid, but you're totally afraid of water. Maybe you're afraid of enclosed spaces, claustrophobia. Maybe you have this fear of falling. So there's tons, like I could do like for days just on phobias and fears that a lot of people have that uh, may not be even related to this lifetime. So that's one very important one is fears, which fears are so rampant, right? And it stops us. It stops us from doing things in this lifetime, pursuing things, maybe like with relationships. That would be the next one that I was going to mention was about relationships. And the thing about relationships that's very interesting, I do this a lot with couples, is looking at the past lives that are still unresolved. So, like when you guys come on a Tuesday and asking for something specific, it would not be beneficial to just ask, "Do I have any past lives affecting me?" Because we all do. But if you ask something really specific, like, "Are past lives affecting my current relationship?" That would be a great question. And the way that I work with clients is I look at the lifetimes that are unresolved between the two. Because what will happen is you'll have the repeating pattern. Maybe there's a pattern of abuse. Maybe there's a pattern of not being able to speak up. Maybe there's a pattern of constantly trying to prove your worth and value. And so those can all be trying to play out again in your relationship. Maybe there's power struggles that you had in a past life, and now here you are again battling out again. So all of these past lives in relationships, those can all be cleared. It's like a shortcut. It's like a hack, so that you don't have to keep redoing all the old stuff, so that you work out that karma. You can clear the energies so you don't have to do it over again in this lifetime. So a lot of you are wondering, is this relationship worth retrieving? Is it worth saving? And maybe it is. Maybe there's just some past lives that you keep trying to work out. And so that would be a really good one to look at, and to be able to clear those. So this would be the third really impactful way that past lives affects you in present time, can do with your financial prosperity, abundance, wealth. If you've had past lives of poverty, of being robbed, of just being really poor, those lifetimes can still be trying to work out their residual energies. So the way it works is that when we have, all of these lifetimes, there's energies that we carry into the next lifetime, so that we can hopefully clear it, figure it out, so that we can um, evolve, so that we can grow, so that we can ascend, whatever word you want to use. It's all part of our evolutionary path. But now we're discovering ways that we can shortcut this stuff. We can expedite, we can make our growth and evolution that much faster, because we are on a much faster trajectory now. We are really, really escalating in a very fast way. And if you don't have tools to help you along, you're going to be dragged by the bus because the bus is going whether you like it or not. And so, why not get on board the bus and use some of these shortcuts to fast track your evolution and growth? A fourth way is with our health. And so it's kind of interesting that, people that may have had past life injuries, a lot of times those can show up in this lifetime. Maybe you have scoliosis this lifetime, and, those could all be related to injuries, impacts on your body that are still affecting you even today. Even illnesses could be affecting you in the same way. We're still trying to work out the reasons we got sick, the reasons, because all sickness, in my opinion, uh, can all have an energetic reason. They're learning more and more about epigenetics, that it's less about your being passed on from generation to generation, and the diseases you have more are more about your surrounding environment. And so if your surrounding environment gets carried into the next lifetime, you're still going to be trying to work that stuff out. And so this is just another way you can fast track these things. The fifth way, and this is the one that I wanted to spend some time with clearing in today's MediClearing. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you think that, maybe there's some things, or you have some ideas about what things you could have brought into this lifetime that you're still clearing as part of a past life. And so while you're thinking about that, and maybe writing something in the chat, the one thing that I wanted to focus on today, and we touched on this on the last Q&A, where we talked about the past lives that relate to your gifts as a healer, but how you were killed over and over and over from stepping into those powers, from stepping into your gifts, your magic, your medicine. And so that's affecting you today, because now, when all of you magical women are trying to step into your power, you bump up against those lifetimes. And then you're afraid. You're afraid to move forward. You're afraid to be seen. You're afraid to tell people what you're up to, because you think you're going to be judged. You're going to be hung in the gallows again. You're going to be burned at the stake. And so this can be a real impediment for a lot of you women who are wanting to step into your gifts, but you have uh, these residual things that keep showing up. So here's one: violence. Yes, a pattern of attracting violence, or that would be a lot of victim energy. And possibly you would have some karma with the people that are putting violence on you. So reenacting, remember, I was talking about those relationships, past relationships. There's unresolved karma. It can show up again in this lifetime in maybe a different way, but the energies could be very similar. Anger, a fear of being stuck. Yes, absolutely. So, and anger, oh, there's so many causes for anger. It could be a repeating pattern. It could be people that are in your energy field that are angry. It could be discarnate beings. There's so many causes for anger. But if you have a pattern of being angry, that could have come into this lifetime as well, and this would especially show up in relationships. Yes, as a reminder, be sure to please share these videos and what you're enjoying here with your friends and family. We need more people knowing about what we're doing here, because this is a free service I offer to humanity because we're struggling in such a big way right now and people need help. And so this is my public service. And so please tell your friends, like, subscribe, click those bell notifications so you know when we come on live, you don't miss a thing. All right, thanks for that reminder, Roma. Um, how about vows? Yes, so that is kind of like like a vow of poverty or a vow of celibacy or a vow of some other kind of vow uh, that those could also be working out in this lifetime. Very good. Thank you for that one. Um, let us see. What is this? Oh, I had a pair of glasses. Hang on just a second. There they are. I'm currently in Escondido at my daughter's. They're musicians, so that's the music there. There we go. The music. Okay, so I have my silly glasses today. Let's see what we got. Oh, great, a lot of comments. Get back to power. So if you're asking if this is related to your past lives, it could very well be. Um, I'm getting that there's a lot of other influences. So Layla, bring this question to us on Tuesday, and that would be something that we could work on. Today, we're just talking about these past life energies. Um, Here's one. I always dreamed of tsunami, and it scared me to go to the beach. So this, let me see if you died in a tsunami. You didn't die in a tsunami, but you did die drowning in the ocean. So that same, the same fear of the water, the ocean, that it's going to consume you somehow would definitely be in the works there. So that's a good example. Um, Great having you from South Africa, and we have London here. And it's always great hearing where you guys come from. We're an international audience here, so that's really great. Past life brain injury that maybe you brought into this lifetime. Yes, I'm getting a yes on that. So that would be a good one to clear in a past life clearing. And so when I work with clients, I'm not working just on a specific past life. I would clear tons of things in an hour and a half, and there may be past lives that show up as a result of that. And if you have something specific like this brain injury, that would be a great example of something to bring to a private session. Uh, mm, mm, let's see what else. I was super curious about this. I get someone is gonna ask as well, but could you measure how many past lives I've had? Because the range can vary highly. Could you measure? Yes, that would be something we do. We're not doing specific individuals today. We're talking on more of a broad subject. We're just going to be clearing the past lives that relate to, especially all you healers and those of you who have special gifts in this lifetime. We've been called forward for a very specific reason now in this lifetime. Like, we are here on the planet now for a very important reason. And the fact that you're here listening to what I have to say means you have some resonance in what I am talking about. And so therefore, you're gonna get what I'm talking about when it comes to past lives. You have these gifts, you have this knowing, you have this infinite intelligence, and you might have gifts that I don't even have. So, I don't know everything. But the beautiful thing though is that no matter what your gifts are, doing this work, running your energy, clearing your energy field, raising your vibrational frequency is going to help you with your gifts no matter what they are. So that way you can continue to elevate and bring your gifts forward to humanity at this important time. Okay, great. Um, let's see. glasses on for this, sorry. Um, uh, Bro G scene, I don't think that's, not sure what that is. Want to be seen, maybe it's a fear of being seen. Um, yes, 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 so that definitely, um, this hiding energy is a repeating pattern. You've had many, many lifetimes in hiding as a healer, and so if I were to take an overall um, read on how many past lives, so this is what we're going to be clearing in today's clearing, is how many past lives are there up to be cleared for today's clearing that relate to having been killed as a healer, burned at the stake, hung in the gallows, whatever it is? Let me measure. I'm getting about 25 lifetimes. So some of you are very, very big healers, but all of these past lives are holding you back and making you afraid, and this fear of being killed again. Like, you might have this unreasonable fear of being killed, like there's really nothing particular going on, but it's this fear deep down that you don't even know where it's coming from. This is the kind of stuff that shows up when these fears of past lives. um So procrastination is definitely a sign of fear. That's one of like the symptoms of fear. Fear has a million faces. Fear has a million faces, and procrastinating, being unmotivated, being tired, being distracted, all faces of fear. So definitely. Um, my glasses are on fire. I'm glad you like my silly glasses. um, Okay, let's see. Yes, Kim, we're going to be getting your altitude report out a little later this afternoon. And for those of you who, want to have a more active part in your growth and evolution, be sure to download the free 20-minute MediClearing. This is the practice we use every day to run our energy. It's what I call it. It's a very specific way of moving energy through your energy field, through your energetic anatomy, because we have very specific things and parts of our energy field. And if we know how to work with it, then we can clear a lot more energies. You can tap into your gifts more. At any rate, it's a very foundational tool that all of my clients use to keep their energy field clear. So when we do clearings here, you want to help maintain that. So be sure to get the 20-minute meditation so you can run your energy every day. Half of it is devoted to raising your money vibration. All right. Can imposter syndrome come from past life? I kind of see that imposter syndrome as it's a way of hiding. Like you really are that, but you have to pretend that you're not, like being the imposter. So I think that it's just a way of hiding from your gifts, which is kind of a funny a funny thing. Here today with so many things going on. Someone who always felt stuck in past lives. Great, Champa. Her son bought the my book for her birthday. What a great gift. Yeah, we have holidays coming up. Crocodile or drowning? Yes. Paralyzing fear of failure. Can't wait to get myself a report for my birthday. Yay, good. Yes, yes, you have drowned and you have been eaten by a crocodile. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Okay. Okay, so here's someone who is recommending that the report. So she got her money vibration was originally at 250, and now it's at infinity. Excellent. Can't download the 20-minute clearing. Melinda, email support@kimberlysherry.com and we'll send it directly to you. Okay, good. And I had 10 past lives where I was killed, so I feel like my voice, that's another great one. Voice has been muted. Yes. Um, okay, good. Armenia. Armenia. Um, yes, the voice is a very, very, and here's where you can get the vibrational altitude report. The voice is a very big factor that relates to past lives because when you think of all the ways you can be killed, think of how many of those can happen right here at the throat. Like you can get choked, you can have your throat slit, you can have the guillotine, you can get hung and break your neck. It's like endless. And even if you were burned at the stake, if you were burned at the stake because of speaking your truth, then there that goes again to the whole throat and the whole being able to speak up, speak your truth energy. So a lot of stuff is showing up here at the throat right now. So what we're doing right now is we're stirring up all the stuff to get cleared. So I appreciate all your input and tapping into all those past lives. So whatever you're tapping into is what I'll tap into to get cleared. Someone told me I had to have past life being sacrificed. Oh, that's another. Yeah. So the deaths are not always like um, just killing you because they don't want to hear what you have to say anymore. Many of you have been put um, in ritual, a lot of ritual abuse, sacrificial stuff. So yes, another very big thing. And so that's why there's so many of us that are really triggered or affected or really have a high interest in helping, like with all the sex trafficking, all of the tortures of the children that are, it's horrendous. Can't even, it's unimaginable. Um, Terry can't eat seafood or smell it. So um, this one, it's funny. This one is not a past life. You probably, got sick when you were young and with on seafood, and now you're just like, no, that's never gonna happen again." Um, so here's a fear of being on the beach at night. Let's see, die yeah, it was, um yes. So, yes, you did die on the beach in the water. So you did like you drowned and it was at nighttime. So, um, looks like there may have been some alcohol involved. So interesting. All right. Well, I think we've stirred up a shitload of garbage of past life stuff to get cleared. So let's buckle in now. Pattern of sacrificing yourself. Thank you, Roma. Yeah, so sacrifice energy. We're going to look at that today. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to start running our energy. So we're going to start with the new way, which is first we're going to go to the heart. We're going to go to the heart and we're going to start activating the illumination of our heart, multiplying that radiance in our heart. And then we're going to start bringing the energy from the heart down through the central core. So we're going to ground from our heart. So as the energy of the heart is coming down into the solar plexus, it's stopping right there. So this is a block that doesn't want us to connect our heart to this bright luminosity in the center of the earth. and it wants to hold down our power. So everything we're clearing relates to everything that I just talked about. So I'm going to gear all of it to that. So this block right in your solar plexus doesn't want that heart, that infinite intelligence, your deep inner knowing to get really grounded. But we are going to ground your heart today. Okay, great. So it's coming through the heart. Now it's coming down into that second chakra where it's stopping. Wow, a lot of stuff here. So that sacrifice and ritual abuse, a lot of that here because we were not only like killed, but we were also raped at the same time or beaten, and so all of that second chakra stuff affected that. Also, um, yes, there's so much coming in. Whew, it's a lot. Anyway, it's like, I don't know about you guys, making me emotional. So just drop all of that garbage and emotion down the grounding cord so our Mother Earth can transmute this energy. And we're just going to let all of that go. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Whew. A lot of tears, a lot of anger, a lot of rage, a lot of fury, a lot of terror, like big, big stuff. And so you wonder why you're not stepping into your gifts. You wonder why you can't figure out what your gifts even are. All of this stuff is blocking from that. Okay, so we're bringing this heart energy down through the solar plexus into the second chakra, spilling down the root. And now we're going to go down all the way to the center of, I believe it's a hollow earth. You don't have to believe that, but we're going to connect to the center of the earth where it is bright, where it is luminous, where it is very high vibrational. So now your heart is connected to this luminosity and high vibration in the center of the planet. Just breathe into that. Anchor that energy there. O enai ko ko na ti eta o na yo ko ine o ki ko u ne aya ka ko. For those of you who are new, that is the language of light coming through. It just helps to accelerate some of this process. Excellent, excellent. And so some of you also might be tapping into this light language where it bypasses all of the mental chatter and all of our mind stuff. And it just goes straight to the frequencies that can help us the fastest and the most get into these higher vibrations. So now I want you to send those big fat roots from your feet deep into the earth. The Earth's crust is about 4,000 miles. And in this crust is this highly intelligent layer of communication through the mycelium, through the mushrooms, through the fungus, through all of that connects all of the trees so that they all can communicate to each other. This is a whole web of communication. So start weaving your roots in with this mycelium layer that wraps all the way around the earth, 360 degrees around the whole globe. And then you're going to send like two big fat roots down from the center, right below your feet, all the way through the center of the earth, out the other side. You're connecting with the mycelium on that other side. Wrap around the earth. And then bring that earth energy up through the legs. We're talking about getting ultra grounded here. We have really big trees that need to sprout and help serve humanity. So we need really strong, powerful roots. So as you're bringing this earth up through your legs and calves and knees and through the thigh and down the grounding, yeah, just let all of that go. Just keep breathing and releasing up the legs, down the grounding. And while I suspect that the majority of the people listening to this will be women, there are also many of you men that were great wizards and medicine men and also had great gifts as well. So this is This is tapping into all of our infinite intelligence. Okay, as we're bringing that up through the legs, great. Let's see if we have a worry circle. Yes, out to the second layer. So ideally, you wouldn't have a worry circle, but this is holding a lot of fear, anger, rage, terror, fury. So we're clearing really big stuff today. So let's just drop all of this as we bring that circle in and in that around the root, and we're just going to drop it down the grounding, down the grounding. Oi, e nai ko koe nā paki utua e a oko nai o tia ia ke a. Mm, yeah. So that we can get in the present time and stop living in the past. Excellent. And this is what some people will refer to as getting in touch with your timeless self. Exactly. So now we're just going to let all of that run on autopilot. So this is as when we run our energy, all of this is already running anyway. But when we run our energy, we're making sure that there's no blocks in the system. So that's the kind of the point of this, making sure everything is running smooth and clearly. So now you're going to place your attention above your head. You're just going to start connecting with pure source energy. We're going to start bringing this down through the crowns, the rings that are stacked above our head that hold our dreams, our desires, our intentions. This pure source is going to recalibrate those in our highest and best interests. So if you're someone who wants to step more fully into your gifts, put that intention in those rings. The kind of people that you want to help and the impact that you want to have on the planet, put all that in those rings up there. Okay, good. So we're bringing pure source down through the rings into the crown where it's stopping. So it goes all the way out to the 25th layer, which is where fear hangs out, fear entities. So this fear is stopping our ability to give ourselves permission. That's what we access right here at our crown, our sovereignty. So we're going to pull in all of these fears. We're going to pull it into the core and we're going to send it up and out, off planet, all of these fear entities off planet. And so you might notice some of the fears that are coming out. So the fears that are coming to mind are the fears that are coming out. So just know that if you're starting to feel afraid or you're starting to feel anxious, that's all that's garbage coming out. So just make sure you're really grounded. Okay, so I'm glad I checked this again. So some of you have lost your grounding cord because of all this fear that wants to now leave. What fear does is it contracts you. It contracts your energy field. It makes everything stop. It pulls up your grounding cord. So when you're in the process of releasing fear, make sure that your grounding cord is very, very secure. So let's reground. Some of you lost your grounding cord. That's totally fine. That's why I'm here. Okay, there we go. So now, and also notice how you're feeling in your body. Like, did you notice, like, all of a sudden you started feeling afraid? And like, if you don't have a grounding cord, all that fear just goes round and round in your body. It has no place to go. So we're going to start bringing a pure source. So it's coming down into that crown. So we've pulled in the energy to the third layer. So the third layer relates to the third chakra, our power center, where we are still needing to give ourselves permission. We give ourselves permission to step into our power, to be sovereign. So we're just going to pull all this energy into the core. We're going to lift it up through, up and out through that central core い青いない、おいかえ、のぼこいやてやここはね。Okay, good. So now, as pure source is coming down through the crown, through that sixth chakra, coming down through the central core, it's stopping right here. So these are the beliefs, the thoughts that we think over and over. It's how we see the world. And let's see how far out this is congested here, out to the third layer. So that's those fears of stepping into your power. We're just going to pull that into the core. We're going to drop it down the grounding, all the way down through that central core. Excellent. So as we're coming down through the sixth chakra and into the throat, right there. So we're going to spend a few minutes here. Out to the third layer. So that's the power of our voice, the power of our message, being able to speak up, speak our truth. As we're clearing this energy, as we're pulling this energy in to the core and we're dropping it down the grounding, we're going to clear the past lives where we were killed at the throat. So if any of you are experiencing thyroid issues, right here, throat, the thyroid lives right here in the throat. So this could be part of the reason that your thyroid is being affected and all of your metabolism and all of that stuff. Okay, good. So we're just going to clear, let's see how many past lives. There's about 10 past lives that want to be cleared right now in this throat. So just keep breathing and releasing as you just dump all of this energy down the grounding. And the fact that we're all doing this together, it creates like a mastermind where we can all help each other as we tap into these gifts and raise our frequency together. So hopefully, you're not someone who just comes here to get a clearing, that you come here to learn how to master your own energy, how to tap into these energies so that you can master your own energy field. It's far more empowering and rewarding. And it also helps break that pattern of being reliant on other people to do all your work. So it could just be a pattern, right? Okay, so just keep breathing and releasing. Okay, good. So we cleared those 10 past lives of being killed at the throat. So now let's bring this pure source energy down through the throat into the heart. Whew. Mm. So again, the energy goes all the way out to the 25th layer, all that fear of tapping into our deep knowing, that infinite intelligence, our ability to self-generate love would be also affected. When you can't just turn down parts of it, it's like it affects the whole thing. And as we're doing this, right now, there's only like 5 rooms that are activated in the heart. So let's see if clearing this is going to help activate more of the rooms. So this we've pulled in the energy right to the fourth layer, fourth chakra, where there's a huge judgment. There's a huge judgment around having your gifts where everybody made you wrong or made you feel bad about having these gifts. And you began to hate them in some of these lifetimes. It's like it was like it was a curse that you had all these gifts, but it just seemed to cause trouble, or everybody took it the wrong way, or they blamed you for people dying or things happening that had nothing to do with you. And so all those judgments. So let's also um, let go of the judgments. Mm. Hmm. Okay. Okay, there we go. So as we're pulling this energy in at the heart, heart, two, pulls into the second layer. There's a lot of rage, a lot of rage. So, being that it's at the second layer tells me that this is rage that you turn inward. You make yourself wrong. And so let's just drop all of that because that's not helpful and that's not true. And it's a part of a pattern of beating yourself up, making yourself wrong. Let's just drop all these down the grounding. O oe nai e o ko kui e nei te te a kopa e te nai e o ko wa. Okay, 4. Sounds like 4. Okay, so now we're bringing pure source down through the heart, solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root. Great. Now we're going to mix these two energies, that earth energy, abundant feminine earth energy coming up through your legs with pure source coming down the backside. Going to mix it right at that root chakra. Going to bring it up the front. So if any of you are lost with this process, you can always get my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, available on Amazon. It's got illustrations that illustrate everything that we're doing here and explains the whole process, how it came to be, how to do it, how to use it in lots of different ways. And there's a lot of new things that have shown up even since having written the book, which is not even a year old yet. It was published in November, I think. So making sure that you show up here every week is a great way to stay on top of the latest and the greatest and what's new and the most recent findings that are coming down the pike. So as we're coming up through bringing this 50-50 mixture up the front, up through, so it's having a hard time leaving that root chakra. It's having a hard time leaving the root chakra, and it's getting stuck on more of that fear. Okay, so you've lost your grounding cord again. No worries. Let's do it again. Drop that grounding all the way to the center of the earth. Now this time, attach it with bolts and super glue and gorilla glue so that it stays connected this time. All right. Whew. So now we're going to bring the 50-50 mixture, pure source coming down in the backside, earth coming up the front of your legs, coming through your legs. Now we're going to bring it up the front, 50-50, up through the second and the third and the heart. That's stopping at the heart, out to that third layer. So this is where your power has been disconnected from your heart. The power to access that infinite intelligence, that knowing, deep inner knowing, the part of you that just knows. You don't have to explain it to anybody. It's even beyond intuition. It's just, you just know. And so that's what we've been killed for over and over. How do you know? I just know. Can we be wrong? Absolutely. We're human, right? We're not all knowing, but definitely we know a lot more than people may realize. And when you access 360 senses, that's a lot more than most people are using, right? So you're just going to know more. It's just the way it is. Okay, so we're bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus and the heart, okay, where it's still stopping, out to that third layer. So there's nothing to prove. That's the part of this proving energy. There is a control being here. There's a control being that wants to control your heart. In my opinion, this is the most important chakra, and especially for women, because this is the feminine energy. And while we need to have a balance of both, whether you're a man or a woman, and I don't do the pronoun things and all that. Either you have a penis or you have a vagina. And so masculine, feminine in that sense. those are frequencies. That is not gender, just so you know. So that balance of both of those frequencies is super important. And in the heart here, this is where most of our feminine energy comes from, besides the earth. So now you have the earth and your heart connected. That's massive feminine energy, heart energy. Okay, so I didn't say how to clear that control being. We were using, need to use a black flame, and that will help to transmute the frequency of this control being that's attached to your heart. So go ahead and turn on that black flame and let's let it rip. O nai e a kokwane pi I ne kokia. E tu aka u nui ai pe ti ia o kokwane. A I o no ai kea. Okay, so as we're bringing the energy up through the heart, great. Throat, sixth chakra, crown, rings. It's going to cascade down through all the layers of your aura, 360 degrees around. We're going to jump all the way up to the 25th layer. We're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to lift all the fear out of this layer. Fear of accessing your gifts, your infinite intelligence, your magic, your medicine, your deep inner knowing. Just lifting all this fear, these fear entities. We're going to lift that up and out. Okay, great. And then okay, so the rest of the aura is clear. Then we're going to clear the circle of reciprocity. Starts at the heart, comes out that right arm. So this is where you implement things. You take actions. You do things from your heart. So we're going to bring that masculine giving energy out that right arm that gets things done. It's a circle of reciprocity. So put those fingertips together so that energy can come from the masculine giving side into that feminine receiving side. Great. That's flowing nicely, actually. Up through the front and back of the heart. Great. And then we're going to simultaneously have it pass through the front and back of the throat, which is clear. Sixth chakra, crown, rings. Excellent. And let's check how many rooms have opened up in your heart as a result of doing this clearing. So we started at 5. 30 rooms, which is great. We do have access to 60, but this is a great place, a great interim place, a place to acclimate to, where you can get used to, like, what does that even mean? We have rooms in our heart. I'm still discovering this because it's a new discovery. But the more that we can access all of those hidden rooms, those parts of our heart that relate to our deep inner knowing, our ability to self-generate love, our ability to not only love ourselves, but then as a result of that overflow, it goes out into the world. And connecting especially all the way out to that 40th layer, which is where we're all aspiring to get to. The 40th layer was where there's oneness, no divisions, unconditional love. And so that's not just a concept. It's an actual literal thing that can happen. And you can experience it when you're clear out to this 40th layer. So the clearer you are, the more you're going to experience that. All right. I'm curious to know what you guys felt. How was that for you? And What did you guys experience? I know I was feeling a lot on this end. There's a lot of sadness and anger and rage and just, oh, probably feeling a lot. So I'll be curious to hear. So as you start to clear past lives, this lifetime just gets easier, easier and easier and easier. I know for myself, I used to have this fear of falling, a fear of heights, and they're both kind of they were simultaneous to me. I didn't like the heights because I was afraid I was going to fall. So like if I'd go up in one of those glass elevators, I'd be the one who's glued to the back wall. I couldn't even get close to that front and look out. And walking across the Golden Gate Bridge was terrifying. And I remember when I went to Ireland with my sister in the Cliffs of Moher. I don't know if you've ever been there, but you can go right to the edge and it just goes straight down. And I was like, I was on my hands and knees telling her to get down, you're getting too close. And so now I haven't been to the Cliffs of Moher since then. I think I might still be a little bit anxious about that, but I can ride the elevator now, the glass elevator glued to the front and not afraid at all. So yeah, it's really fun. Okay, and somebody was asking if this was their first lifetime. Like, is that possible? Let me see who that was. Um, it is possible, but I was going to see who it was so I can see. Feel better, and the hummingbirds have come to visit. Great. That's a great validation. My third eye is activated and feel much better in light. Melinda has claustrophobia. Okay. Okay. So here's someone who's feeling much lighter and calmer. Here's someone whose feet are tingling. I saw a bright flash of light, feeling alert. I'm at work, so it feels good. Great, great. Yeah, lots of ways that this can affect you. So I couldn't find who that was with the if that was the first lifetime. I'm getting a no. I'm getting it's not your first lifetime. Um, I'm sure there's more there, but let's see. Here we go. Some more comments. Lighter, calm, and present. Excellent. I felt a lot on my heart. I got that I have access to 40 rooms. Okay, great. Yeah, that was my read was just for the overall group. I just feel this is so powerful, and I feel the energies moving through my system, emotional because of feeling of missing home or something, remembrance, and more light, calm, settled. Great, great. Yes, lots of energies moving through. We cleared a lot, guys. Just so you know, that was a lot. Um, you were a princess in Atlantis. Great. I'm getting you were. And so here's Layla, who felt the energy very deeply. My heart feels flowing nicely. I was anxious as always. It's hard for me not to panic all the time. Well, I would change that story, Onako, um, and start telling a new story that, you're getting more and more calm every day and that you're feeling more and more grounded in your body and you're feeling safer and safer every day and you surround yourself with people that make you feel comfortable instead of anxious and it's up to you to rewrite your story. Here's someone who could feel pain in my stomach, also some other places. So here's Melinda, who is saying she has claustrophobia, but she's feeling very relieved now. It's very good. Great. Great. So this is very powerful stuff that we're doing here. Be sure to share this with your friends and family and anyone that you know will benefit. And so the recordings are always available, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. All of these are posted there. So be sure to come back and share. We'll be back on Tuesday to answer your specific questions of something that you might be struggling with and having a hard time moving forward. I like to try to take new people first. So if you're coming on every week and asking questions, it might be time for you to invest in yourself and get a full session so you could really accelerate. You can really step into your gifts. There's probably people waiting for you to get your stuff together so that you can help them. Here's someone who says more self-love, not hating on myself for not being able to move forward. Great, Kim. That's important. Feeling lighter, lots of vibrations and body tremors. I was thirsty, had to take sips of water throughout. Good job. And yes, thanks for that reminder. That's really important to drink a lot of water after these. So a lot gets stirred up. So asking about past lives. And so you probably showed up late, but we are we're not taking any specific questions for people today. And if you want to know about past lives on Tuesday, if you come back on Tuesday, this is too general of a question to ask because we all have past lives. We have a lot of past lives that affect lots of things. Bring a specific issue that you want me to look at in regards to the past life, and it would be much more helpful for both of us that way. Great. Have a nice night or day or whatever, wherever you are, because we're so international here. And enjoy your weekend. It's Friday here in California, and it might already be Saturday for some of you, but enjoy your weekend. Spend some time taking care of yourself, getting out in nature, being present, being in the present time so that this is where we create from, is this present moment. It's the only place we can create any changes for the future, is being in this present moment. Enjoy your weekend. Be sure to listen to this again if you have more past lives that maybe want to get cleared. So you can listen to these over and over. These are really powerful clearings. All right. Sending so much love. Namaste.